Hey guys, tonight I wanted to talk to you about 10 tips to help you improve your quality of sleep. So first off, just as a baseline, the research shows that you should get between 7 and 9 hours of sleep every night, which I know is a stretch for a lot of us. Some of the research that's out there shows 6 to 6.5 at the low end, but even that I know sometimes can be a struggle. So based on what amount of sleep you're able to get, I wanted to give you some tips to help you get a better quality of sleep. So the first thing is reducing the amount of caffeine. And on that note too, making sure that you don't have caffeine between 4 and 6 hours before you go to bed. So say you go to bed at 10 o'clock, you're gonna wanna cut it off, around between 4 and 6 p.m. Make sure you don't have any more caffeine because that's gonna keep your body up. And then also limiting alcohol, which I know a lot of times because it's a depressant, we think that's going to help us sleep, but it actually alters your sleep patterns and really just interrupts your sleep. So think about that before you turn to that cocktail to kind of, help you sleep at night, because it's actually doing the opposite. The other thing is lighten your evening meals. So what I mean by that is trying to not to consume a bunch of calories before you go to bed. So if you can have a larger meal, say for breakfast, lunch, and then just eat light for dinner, that's going to really help you because you're not going to bed on a full stomach and your body trying to digest that food. So that's going to interrupt your sleep as well. The other thing is creating a schedule, creating a habit. So for us, our goal is to be to bed by 10. Doesn't always happen, but that's our goal. And then even on the weekends, yes, on the weekends, we try to get up between 6 and 6:30 just to create that habit so that our body has its own internal alarm clock and we're not, yes, we still set the alarm, but it becomes more of a habit for us. Then the other thing is setting a bedtime routine. And this was a little bit of a struggle for me just because trying to clear my mind before bed, it's taking some steps. So I'm going to share with you what we do there. One of the things that you can do is meditation, and that's going to calm your mind down and just really set you at ease and help you forget about everything from the day and just be able to relax and go to sleep. The other thing that we do is we actually plan for the next day. So we will do, say, our top 5 things that we know that we need to get done that next day, and we'll write them down, because otherwise, if you're like me, in the middle of the night, I'll wake up and think, oh my goodness, what about this? I need to make sure I don't forget to do this tomorrow. So we come up with our top 5 for the next day and write those down. And then the other thing is we read, or we attempt to read. This doesn't always happen, but read from a book. I don't recommend reading from a tablet, your phone, or something with a light, because that light is actually gonna hinder you from sleeping. And the reason is it actually lowers the production of melatonin, which is a hormone that helps you sleep. So if you're looking at that iPad, if you're reading from that with the light, then that's gonna hinder your sleep. The other piece with that, though, they do have the settings where you can change it. So like at nighttime, you have the evening, so it's a little bit lighter. That will help. But again, the best option is if you can get an actual book and read out of that, or listen to a podcast, something again to calm your mind. The other thing is working out. If you can work out earlier in the day, that's going to be better, because if you wait until, shortly before bed, you've got those endorphins going and everything. But the thing with working out, that actually helps with things like anxiety, depression, and things like that that are going to get in the way of your sleep. So working out is going to help, but if you can do it earlier in the day, that's going to be even better. The other thing is, this can be a little bit tricky and you kind of have to play around with it, but finding the proper fluid balance, like basically water. So making sure that you're drinking enough before you go to bed so that you're not waking up thirsty or dehydrated, but at the same time not drinking so much that you have to get up like 3 and 4 times and go use the restroom, because that can be obviously an interruption to your sleep. And then the other thing is actually keeping your bedroom cool. And I found this very interesting because the recommended temperature for your bedroom for optimal sleep is 66 degrees. That's what I found, according to some of the studies, and I thought that seemed really low. I know we keep ours about 73, so we have some work to do there for us on that piece. The other thing is keeping your area quiet, and this is something that has been very, very important for me. So we actually have a miniature box fan that we put in our bedroom. It's kind of like white noise, or a white noise app I use sometimes too when we travel, just because when I hear any noises, it wakes me up. So that's something that we do. They also have the little earplugs that are actually meant for sleeping. So you can find those at, any kind of drugstore, Target, Meijer, any of those places carry them as well. And then the last thing that I wanted to share is clearing the clutter. So keeping your bedroom clean, just not having things laying around just because it can be distracting. And I know that sounds silly because you're sleeping, but when you are heading to bed and you see that, it just, clutters the mind because you're looking at that clutter. And they even said things like making sure you make your bed can really help too, just from a clutter standpoint. So those are a few tips, 10 tips to help you improve your quality of sleep. Hope you found some of those helpful. And if you're not implementing them, I recommend you at least try, because I know it's a struggle for a lot of us to get that 7 to 9 hours. So at least if you can implement some of these things to help you get better quality of sleep when you are able to get the sleep, then that's going to help you improve and not feel as tired throughout the day. So if you have other questions, or if you found value out of this, then I'd appreciate you sharing it with a friend. So thanks for tuning in tonight, guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.